What's happening, Internet fam? So, got some exciting news today. I'm in a group on Facebook that is dealing with so many different parents who are suffering, and children, more importantly, who are suffering from a horrible abuse known as parental alienation. If you're not familiar with what parental alienation is, it's basically when you tell a kid that they're not allowed to see either their mom or their dad, and they're being kept away from their mom or their dad. In most cases in this country, parental alienation is being done with no reasonable reason whatsoever. It's basically has a lot to do with the way the legal system works here, and the family court system is actually unconstitutional. There's no jury of your peers, so your rights are being stripped from you without due process, basically. Anyway, we're going to have a march against parental alienation April 25th. And I'm going to be leading the march here in Honolulu. If you are interested in marching against parental alienation, if you know somebody who's suffered parental alienation, if you know a child who's suffered parental alienation, or if you know, anybody at all who cares about kids and who cares about kids not being abused, I invite you to join me in marching against parental alienation. There's going to be marches all across the country, maybe even all across the world. This is an issue not just in the US, but globally as well. So it's possible that there are going to be marches all over the place. April 25th is the day. The color is blue. We will be wearing blue shirts. Ideally, you want to have a blue shirt that says "Stop Parental Alienation" in the front, and on the back that says "Parental alienation is child abuse," and it certainly is child abuse. Study after study have shown that it is one of the most abusive forms of child abuse there is. Telling a little kid that they can't see their mom or their dad is just one of the cruelest things you can do to a small child, and it's the norm here in this country. There's millions of alienated parents in this country, and it's time we do something about it. It's time we step up and take back our rights as free, reasonable citizens, and it's time to stop the kangaroo courts and stop the unconstitutional stripping of parental rights that we see going on in this country. And I'm going to be leading the charge here in Hawaii. I invite anybody to get a hold of me via social media, email, however they want to do it. But we are going to be doing it April 25th. I think we should march from the actual parental alienation visitation place, since everybody knows where that is, maybe down to I don't know, the courthouse or something. We should probably do maybe a mile, maybe a mile and a half, something like that. And we want to be on busy streets. So I think maybe getting a lot of video footage and just trying to raise awareness that there's kids out here being abused, and there's nothing being done to help these poor kids. And our system is super corrupt. It's super disgusting. We need to remove all lawyers out of the process. These parasitic lawyers who make money on parental alienation and custody battles. It's just really disgusting. The fact that one judge can sit there in front of the courtroom and just make decisions willy-nilly with almost no consideration for the well-being of the children is really disgusting. The fact that parental custody battles don't go 50-50 most of the time in this country is disgusting. I think there's very few cases where the custody shouldn't go 50-50 just by default. If the custody was being handed out 50-50 by default, you'd have a lot less motivation for one side or the other to alienate the children from the parents, trying to maximize child support, etc. Right now, the way the system is set up is super, super bad for kids, for parents, for everybody, for society at large. And we're destroying lives with the current system. So march against parental alienation, April 25th. I expect anybody who cares about kids to come out and march on this one. This is something that, regardless of your socioeconomic status, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your sexuality, you can march to protect kids from being harmed in this way. There's just no excuse for all the dads out there, mostly dads. There's also a few moms out there too who have been alienated from their kids. There's no excuse for this kind of abuse to be around anymore in 2019, and it's time to step up and do something about it. So April 25th, take the day off work, Mark your calendar. We're going to march.